Hey, this will be a video chart on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Did a little blog article on this one yesterday, but seeing the action that it's had today, it's looking like things could get a little bit interesting here in the short term. Long term, still in a huge uptrend. So nothing to worry about in terms of what's going on in the medium to longer term. You can easily look right there at the 50-day simple moving average and see that it's strongly increasing. But in the short term, meaning the past, I guess we could say 4 to 6 weeks, we're kind of putting in what could be a little miniature top pattern here. Um, right now, what we're struggling with is pretty much the 10,500 level, as I called in my blog article, the Great Wall of China, which is what I'm referring to it right now. The price has come up there multiple times, try to get through it. It can break through it a few times, but as far as closing above it and then separating from it, it hasn't even come close. So that level's definitely being very stingy. And the short-term pattern here up here that I'm seeing is, you could call it an ascending triangle. I personally call it just a coiled spring formation, meaning the price keeps coming up here and bouncing its head up on this level. But if you look with each pullback, it's maintaining an uptrend here. But today, as you can see, that trend line was violated, but it's looking like we're going to close above it. We got less than a minute left in the day, actually 30 seconds right now, which is good because you can see that this trend line is still maintaining. But being that we're so close to it, kind of two different things that I'm going to see that I think will happen the remainder of this week and then next week too. The first possibility is, we're just going to find support here and then bounce back up and probably head back up to right around 10,500. And, up here, not to state the obvious, but two things are going to happen. We're either going to get rejected by it again, or the bulls are finally going to push out above it. And if that's the case and we get strong volume on any sort of break up here, I would look for a significantly bigger move. Out of this pattern, probably go up and maybe touch 11,000 or break into the 11,000s. So that's one possible scenario, is we just find support here and bounce. But what I'm kind of leaning towards, and the reason I'm leaning towards this is if you look at gold, you can see that's finally starting to pull back quite a bit, and that's just needed to come. I mean, that chart was just getting a little bit overdone, so it's good to see that pulling back. And right now, unfortunately, the markets are tied pretty close with gold, meaning whenever gold's having a bad day, usually the markets are also having a bad day. So if gold continues to fall, I think it will probably still in a little bit here in the short term. Don't be surprised if this trend line here falls. And what I should do is change this to green since this is a support trend line here. Then the question becomes, all right, well, if this trend line fails, then where's the Dow Jones going to be headed to? Where are we going to go test? And I personally think we're about to repeat history again. If you look back here, you can see that we had one kind of top pattern form here, and when we broke below it, we went down, tested the 50. Again, we had another little top pattern here, broke below it, came down here, tested the 50. If we do fall below this, don't be surprised to see history hopefully repeat itself. I think we'll at least come down here and hit the 50-day. Now, will we hold and bounce off it and then get a big bounce again? I hope so, but we'll just have to see kind of what's going on with the other charts in terms of other sectors and so forth. But do not be surprised to see if that happens. I personally think pulling back some more would be healthy. Pullbacks since March have been very healthy for the market. Every time we've had a pullback, it's allowed us to break out and form higher highs. So by no means at this current time is any sort of downwards action actually a bad thing, because you can see what's happened the previous two times. But nonetheless, from a support standpoint, the 50-day is our next level of support, so that's where we want to keep an eye on it, and make sure that it does hold if the price does bounce it or does head back down here. And then just a real quick look at the weekly. You can see this kind of coiled spring, ascending triangle pattern, whatever you want to call it again. But clearly the past pretty much month, past 4 weeks, just completely going sideways. And if we do fall back down on the daily chart, when I pointed that out where we were hitting the 50-day simple moving average, you can see that on the weekly, usually we go down and hit the 10-week moving average. So once again, if we fall below this trend line here, don't be surprised to see us go down and hit this gray line here, which is, since we're on the weekly chart, that would be the 10-week simple moving average. So nothing special here, but then again, we're at a very interesting point again. A wait and see type thing. Are the Bulls going to win here and bounce us back up, or the Bears going to keep working and push us downwards and then maybe take us down to this 50-day moving average? Only time will tell, but the rest of this week should be very interesting. If you have any other questions on the Dow Jones or any of the other markets, please shoot me a message. I'd also encourage you to check out bullwarriorstocks.com. If you go there and sign up for the free newsletter, you'll be sent a free ebook, which has been getting very good reviews. And with your newsletter subscription, you'll get chart setups, trade ideas, educational pieces, everything from big boards down to penny stocks. So there's a good variety, something for everybody. We've been making some good money together, so it's worth checking out. And best part is it's all free. So give it a try. One more time, this was the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Thanks for listening.